Now, you may remember earlier this month, a lorry carrying over 6,000 chickens crashed into a safety barrier on the M62, spilling thousands of birds across the carriageway.
Around 3,000 were rescued by volunteers from a nearby animal sanctuary. I'm sure you remember the story. You might have been stuck in the jams that morning.
I was.
There you go, see? Exactly 2 weeks later, there are still hens, though, being found wandering around in the area every day, and rescuers say that more should be done to help gather up the rest, as Suzanne Haley reports.
Alive and clucking and making themselves at home. The remaining fortunate few who had a very lucky escape.
It's just this one and this one, isn't it?
Nevertheless, feathers have been ruffled among some of the volunteers who helped to rescue these birds.
Well, I would have thought it'd be Highway's responsibility or something to comb the area, knowing there were so many chickens still on the loose. As soon as the motorway was open, they disappeared with the police, and we were just left till dark with all the volunteers, sort of rescuing the ones we could find, but knowing that there was still that possibility of them entering back onto the motorway.
Around 6,000 chickens spilled onto the M62 motorway when the lorry carrying them crashed near the Eccles interchange, causing huge tailbacks. 2 weeks on, and the aftermath can still be seen.
Well, as you can see, there's eggs everywhere.
Chickens are still being found alongside the carriageway.
It's just so surprising. We didn't imagine they could last out there, you know, but they're doing really well, obviously. And even yesterday, and the day before, Louise saw one on the opposite side of the motorway just walking along next to the cars, and it's just frightening to think what could happen.
Some of the hens were brought to the aptly named Lucky Hens Rescue, where many have been successfully rehomed, and an online campaign groups also helped to find new homes for the birds.
Hello, Mabel.
But now the focus is on the hens that weren't quite so lucky.
We want to be the voice of the chickens we weren't allowed to rescue on the day. What we witnessed was what we can only describe as brutality, really. They were picked up upside down by the tens, flung into crates. Seemed to be no regard for whether they had broken wings, legs.
The Highways Agency say they dealt with the incident in a thorough, caring and considerate manner alongside an RSPCA inspector. They say they have well-established procedures in place and deal with incidents like this with compassion and concern for the animals. BBC North West Tonight, Eccles.
Still the saga goes on.
Yeah, so it does.